Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is, of course, a new year, and obviously, we've got a brand new Call of Duty game launching this year from Infinity Ward. Presumably, it's going to be Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 2022. And with that, we've already gotten several leaks and rumors about this next Call of Duty game, where it's going to be taking place, what it's going to feature as like the main objective, and what the storyline and the plot's going to be. So we already have a fair share of information, rumored information at that, about the game. Recently, though, we've gained even more rumored information and leaked information on potentially some new things coming with this game. And also, even more surprising, Call of Duty 2023, the next game from Treyarch, has also recently had some new leaks surface regarding it, which, yes, Vanguard just dropped a couple of months ago. We're still 10 or 11 months out from Call of Duty 2022. We've already got some Call of Duty 2023 leaks. It's a crazy time in the world of Call of Duty in general. So as we go over everything today, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Really does help the channel grow. And of course, if you're new here or if you have not already subscribed, about 15,000 new viewers every single day are checking out the videos for the first time. So if it's you and you want to stay up to date with everything going on in COD, I got you covered on a daily basis. Feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Also, real quick, let's check out today's sponsor. Hey everyone, today's video is actually sponsored by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit that makes cooking at home easier and more fun than ever before. Trust me, I absolutely suck at cooking, right? It's always been something that I avoided because I just wasn't good at it. But after trying HelloFresh for the first time, that completely changed. HelloFresh offers something for everyone. They've got family-friendly choices, they've got veggie options, and even calorie-smart meals as well. You know, forget all the grocery shopping hassle, having to wait in line and hoping you get all the ingredients you need for your meals. HelloFresh brings everything to your doorstep and at a price that beats all the grocery stores. They pre-portion everything so you get the perfect amount of ingredients, which makes cooking simple and as efficient as can be. So if you want to try out HelloFresh, now is the best time to do so. Use my link down in the description or go to HelloFresh.com and use code POG-WHOS16 for up to 16 free meals. Yes, you heard that right. Plus 3 surprise gifts across 6 HelloFresh boxes, like free appetizers, desserts, and even premium recipes, and free shipping on top of it all. Once again, big shout out and thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. And now back to it. Now, first things first, of course, the usual spiel. If we're talking leaks, if we're talking rumors, remember to take everything with a grain of salt. Of course, everything discussed in this video is subject to change. Nothing's going to be shown on screen because there's not really anything to show anyways. It's just more so hearsay and word of mouth. But as always, things can change. Things can be updated, especially when most of what we're talking about today is 10 months away minimum. Some things are almost 2 years away in the form of Call of Duty 2023, but this information is primarily stemming from Long Sensation, or Tom Henderson, who is a very reputable insider source for information in all sorts of gaming realms, you could say. Then also Ralph's Valve, who is more recently a pretty credible leaker and data miner and insider source as well for some Call of Duty based stuff. So that's where most of this is stemming from, unless I say otherwise. Initially though, let's talk the first of the 2 games to release, MW2, MW 2022, Call of Duty 2022, whatever you want to call it. We've talked about this quite a bit recently with some of the rumored map updates coming to Warzone, obviously. The DMZ mode, which is supposedly that third mode that's probably going to replace Spec Ops. It's more so an Escape from Tarkov-esque mode. There's actually more about that we're going to be discussing here today, but also let's talk where this game is going to be releasing. Obviously, it's coming to PC, it's coming to PlayStation 5, it's coming to Xbox Series X and S. However, word has recently come out via Tom Henderson that supposedly Call of Duty 2022, Modern Warfare 2022, is going to be the last Call of Duty game that's going to launch initially on both generations of consoles. So PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Obviously, the whole console market, if you will, is still just in complete and utter shambles. It's nearly impossible to get a PS5 or an Xbox Series S for retail price, or Series X as well in there. It's just all scalper prices still. It's so hard to get a hold of these consoles, and I think that's sort of why they're still pushing releasing this on last gen consoles for PS4 and for Xbox One, because it's so hard to get an upgrade for those. But it's looking like right now Call of Duty 2022, this year's COD, is going to be the last game that actually is debuting on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And then moving into the year after, 2023, with the next Treyarch game, that'll be released exclusively for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and obviously PC as well. So that's definitely something to consider if you're a die-hard console gamer and that's where you prefer to play Call of Duty specifically. Moving past this year and into 2023, you might need to make sure you do have one of those next-gen consoles available so you can continue to play the new CODs as they release. Now, speaking of what you'd be able to play and what you'd be able to buy, free-to-play obviously has made its way into the Call of Duty realm a lot more in recent years. For instance, COD Mobile, free-to-play, absolutely huge. I'm pretty sure it's the biggest Call of Duty single title ever. Warzone, obviously, also free-to-play when it blew up as well. So, I mean, clearly it's working for them, the things that they are launching free-to-play. However, the premium titles, campaign, zombies, multiplayer, whatever other modes they offer, are still behind that $60 to sometimes $100+ paywall. Going forward, I don't expect that to necessarily change in the near future. However, recently there has been some discussion about some potential other elements of the premium title being free to play, or it's still up in the air if they want to make it a paywall feature or a paywall mode or a free to play mode. Specifically, the DMZ mode is the one in question here. If it's this Tarkov-like mode, it's going to have a draw in and of itself because it's got that hype of being something similar to Tarkov, which is recently, just sort of blown up in this space. But it's also Call of Duty, which is a household name, obviously. So put the two and two together, you're going to have a large draw. Adding a paywall to that, though, is something that could hinder some players from buying it. Also, like we talked about recently, supposedly the new map for Warzone, the Modern Warfare 2022 map for Warzone, is going to be shared between this DMZ Tarkov-esque mode and obviously Warzone. So that's something that also could get a lot of players hyped about it, and that almost could be used as a tactic for players to want to buy the new COD, maybe from a business standpoint. They play it on Warzone, they play the new map, and it's like, oh, this is cool. I'd love to experience this in the DMZ mode, so I'm going to go and buy Modern Warfare 2022. At the same time, that could also probably expand that player base a whole lot more on that third mode and on the premium title, if you want to call it that, if that DMZ mode were to be free to play. And something that, like I said, has been discussed a lot recently is if that's going to go through or not. It's still up in the air. Nothing's been decided yet, especially because we're still 10 to 11 months out from it launching, obviously. But it's going to be a big thing to focus on once this game is actually officially announced, if they're going to include alternative free-to-play aspects of it, because outside of Warzone, things really aren't, making waves. Vanguard especially didn't sell as much as I assume Call of Duty and Activision wanted it to. Going free to play has proven to be very, very good for them, and it brings in a massive audience. It might be something we start to see more of in the future. On top of that, another big thing that is always pretty controversial when it comes to COD launches is exclusivity. For a long, long time, back in like the golden days, as most people know them, Xbox always had the exclusivity. They got the map packs a month early, and then PlayStation and PC got it. Then it shifted over to PlayStation, and then we saw PlayStation exclusive modes like Onslaught and Cold War, or Spec Ops Survival was available for a year on PlayStation before it was available anywhere else. Like just absurd stuff that absolutely helps no one but, the big pockets, I guess, really. The player base, though, gains nothing out of having exclusivity like that. As of right now, based on the leaks and rumors that some of these people have been talking about, exclusivity, as of right now, has not been set in stone from what they've heard. Now, there's obviously probably other discussions that, don't reach these ears, but there's nothing been crazy big that's leaked out regarding exclusivity, and hopefully that's something that is sort of starting to diminish over time, because like I said, it doesn't really help out the player base. Also, of course, there was all the drama going on with Activision and PlayStation and Xbox and pretty much all these other major gaming, publishers and whatnot. They've gone out and, said, yeah, it's not good what's going on at Activision. They've publicly shamed what's going on there. So that could also hinder any potential future exclusivity deals. We're going to have to wait and see. Now, moving on to the further picture here with Call of Duty 2023. Yes, it is pretty crazy that we're already talking about this, but if you haven't heard, both Tom Henderson and Ralph Svalve have talked about this being essentially a Black Ops reboot. This is supposed to be developed by Treyarch pending any major last-minute overhauls like what we saw before with Sledgehammer being removed from that lead role, but a Treyarch game obviously is going to be Black Ops themed in some way, shape, or form, and having a Black Ops reboot would make a lot of sense considering we just saw how successful MW 2019 was when it rebooted the Modern Warfare franchise. It's the best-selling COD premium title ever. they try that with the Black Ops name, obviously still a household name, still an iconic name, and a lot of players will probably, be very nostalgic over Black Ops 1 and 2 and 3, those original Black Ops games, which were some of the most popular ever. Rebooting that franchise as well in a similar way could lead to some pretty impressive sales numbers and a pretty, happy player base if done right. That's the main premise of what this COD 2023 game could be, a Black Ops reboot. Now, there's also been some recent stuff surfacing. This was, I believe, initially found on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, which has all sorts of stuff for all different types of games. Supposedly, there were some images that were shown of COD 2023. I'm pretty sure they've all been taken down now. I saw a few other reputable news outlets talking about this. Game Rant, I believe, had mentioned it. And some notable things to sort of take away from that was shown was the fact that there would obviously be campaigns, zombies, and multiplayer. That's sort of the staple for Treyarch, is having that zombies third mode. But supposedly, zombies factions was mentioned, which is something that, was brought up in Black Ops 4, I think, and never actually put in and implemented into the game. So that's something that could potentially finally make its debut. Classic Zombies was also apparently mentioned, which is, I would assume, a return to round-based maps, because zombies this year in Vanguard is not, let's just say. And there was also mention of abilities for multiplayer, which certainly sounds like it'd be something along the lines of specialists, which we obviously have had in multiple Black Ops games. Some did them better than others, but it does seem like that could be a returning theme as well. Obviously, like I said, we are so far out from this that whatever potential leaks and rumors are actually surfacing now could be very, very, very early dev builds that are just simply groundwork for them to evolve on. It could be dev kits from, previous games that are scrapped, they're just testing some assets on. So many things could change here, but that is a brief, very, very brief preview of what could potentially be coming with Treyarch's next game. But yeah, overall, some very interesting things brought up here in terms of what's been going around the community recently between all the insider sources that are pretty prominent right now. Some pretty big changes that could potentially happen in terms of free to play, in terms of another reboot, maybe exclusivity finally goes away. It'll be very interesting to see how things actually unfold in the coming months. Of course, as anything official pops up or as we get more information on any of these games, I'm going to be covering it all right here on the channel, so stick it here for that and everything else going on in COD. Make sure you're subscribed with your notifications turned on. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know by dropping a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.